right, officially the month of May is Mental Health Month, and one mental health topic that most of us will face at some point in our lives is how to deal with a sudden death in the workplace, whether it's a sudden illness or an accident. Licensed pastoral counsel Dr. James Stillwell is with us today with some ideas to help everyone in your workplace dealing with what we call complicated grief. Dr. Stillwell, thanks for being here.
Great to be here. Thank you.
It's a very serious topic today.
Yeah, it is. And as a matter of fact, I was just with a company yesterday that brought me in to deal with this very topic. And so what we did is just gathered the employees together and had a 2-hour conversation. Just let people express their feelings.
It seems like it's one of those things, too, that we have people that come from different backgrounds and all that as well.
Right.
And what you are talking about today can apply to a lot of people that have maybe had loss in their life. What are just some of the things that you would suggest as far as just being able to cope with that? And, of course, people react differently. Some people may be more emotional on the onset. Other people, it might be down the road sometime.
I remember when we had a sudden death in my ministry at Emmanuel Baptist Church. And so we all gathered in somebody's basement, and just for everybody to state how they felt. And when the first person said, "I'm angry," there was a sense of relief in the room because a lot of people felt that. And to be able to say how you feel is a very healing experience. It's the beginning of healing for some people.
So you think more just kind of being surrounded by people to be able to talk it out more?
Yeah, being surrounded by people and to have an opportunity to process it verbally.
And Dr. Stillwell, what's the difference between, dealing with a family member dying and somebody in our workplace? We may not be as close to this person, but they were still in our lives on a daily basis.
Well, this is interesting because a lot of times in a corporation or a business, it feels like family. And everybody's playing kind of a family role. And that never usually gets talked about. And so this kind of conversation enables people to name those realities as well, as I'm really going to miss this person.
So any suggestions on just, I know again it can vary depending on the person, but just how do you cope with something like that?
Well, I'm thinking about the workplace. And my suggestion for the workplace is to have a gathering, such as I described, but also to give people permission to grieve, give people permission to take a coffee break, to take time off of work to get counseling, maybe to pay for the counseling, to give people a chance to walk away from their desk, because there's going to be all kinds of triggers. Just walking in the room and that person is no longer there is a pretty difficult experience for a lot of people.
What if we work somewhere where our bosses or our management is not so open to letting us do that, but we need that?
Well, that's pretty a difficult situation if the boss is not open. So maybe you're not going to get that gathering. Maybe you're not going to get that official support. But perhaps you could get some, you could facilitate some spontaneous kind of thing. So we're going to gather at Starbucks, or we're going to gather in a restaurant, or whatever, some safe place where people can share.
Maybe outside the work or something
and tell
like
stories.
that.
Personal,
You know? I find when I officiate a funeral, one of the most important things is to have the family together and tell stories. But I think the same thing is true in the workplace. And to be able to facilitate a gathering where people could tell stories about that person could be very healing.
Great advice, Dr. Stillwell. And it's something, as you said, we're all going to have to deal with at some point in our lives. If anybody is constantly dealing with that or dealing that right now, how do they get a hold of you?
Okay. drjamesstillwell.com is my website, and my phone number, my email address is there.
Awesome.
Great.
Well, thank you.
you.
We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Good advice. Stay with us. Midday Kentucky will be right back.